Did somebody say it was Wednesday, dudes? Because, in fact, it's not even every Wednesday anymore. The last 2 Wednesdays I haven't uploaded a Planet Coaster video, but that I wouldn't say that tradition breaks now because it was a break in tradition. So I guess the tradition has been restored now. Welcome back. I'm sure you all missed this. I mean, I'm assuming most of you at this point were just rocking back and forth in a dark room, not knowing what to do without your Planet Coaster fix. But worry not, I am here. That's just one of the services I offer, and we're in for a real treat actually, because well, normally I just don't do anything really in terms of building rides in this series about building rides. I think most of the episodes so far, we're on episode 9, is it? And most of the episodes have been dedicated to buildings and things, whereas I'm attempting to remedy that. Again, now we are breaking tradition. I'm actually building a roller coaster. In fact, I'm not building a roller coaster, I'm building 2 roller coasters. Well, technically, I'm going to build 1 roller coaster and have built 1 roller coaster. I've kind of already finished it. It was just a very simple junior coaster. I wasn't really sure how to present this video, actually, because I feel like it's kind of cool to... I don't really want to just have like 1 episode building loads of rides and then the next episode is not building rides, but I didn't really know how to... Because this junior coaster is fairly simple. It's fairly generically themed. It's not really, it's nothing special, basically, but I thought it was a kind of a nice design, and I thought it'd be a shame to leave it out. There's a flat ride in the background that I didn't bother showing because I just didn't think it was very interesting. I spent a long time trying to pick the right flat ride and looking at lots of different camera angles, and it was fun to go through the journey as a player to decide on where to place it, but for a viewer I feel like it would be quite boring, so we don't need to talk about that. And I guess you can figure out what's going on, but I have exciting news literally today. So when this video goes up, it would be like yesterday for you guys, unless I notice some horrible mistake in the editing, which more egregious than normal mistake in the editing, then I'll have to postpone this video. But provided I upload this tomorrow, so you're today, provided I upload this on January the 17th, would have been a far better way to preface that, then it would have been today that this news happened. I almost forgot what I was talking about there. Basically, long story short, my t-shirt arrived. The t-shirt, the More Boosters advert that we don't need to watch, that somehow my entire extended family discovered and all watched behind my back, and then sent me a text like, we all thought that video was funny. Oh, cheers, Dad, thanks. What did all your mates at the pub think? Oh, they thought it was funny. Oh, great, well done. So yeah, that was a moment of my life I'm not proud of, but whatever. We sold some t-shirts, including to myself and to my mum. My mum bought a t-shirt as well. Well, I asked her to buy a t-shirt, so I guess she felt obligated at this point. It was probably a sympathy purchase, if nothing else. But anyway, that was a big thing that happened. That was quite exciting. There's a picture on the screen if you want that. Where's this now? 3:08. Okay, right. So I'm just going to remember the time 3:08, so I remember to add the picture on the screen when I go back to rewatch this footage. Anyway, what else happened today? Today, not only did my t-shirt arrive today, but also I had actually, maybe I should be quieter for the ride itself. I mean, I always say I should be quiet for the ride, and then it's not actually that interesting to watch it. Yeah, we just coast along. Like I say, this is a junior coaster. It's designed for the little kids, so it's nothing amazing. It's quite slow-paced and fairly simple in its layout. Just a little sort of, almost like a concentric spiral kind of thing. Beautiful shot of the tower and the suspension bridges and the big red roller coaster. What was it even called? Undulation, that we built in the previous episodes. So I think just on this little flyby, I guess, for want of a better term. Here we go again, you'll see it there. The station is a little bit underbuilt in terms of that wall. Would it be the west wall? I don't really know. Would it be the east wall? I'm not sure which way is north in Planet Coaster. Where's the sun right now? Oh, it's probably midday, so I can't even see it. Can we see the sun? Then we can work out what east and west are. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, yes. There's the ride. I said, I'm going to be quiet for this ride, then talked about literally nothing for the rest of it. So that was kind of the end of chapter 1 of this video. Yes, but what else happened? So this would be, by the way, planning out the monorail track, although I ended up scrapping it, and then I don't really remember what I did, but I don't think this actually... Just ignore what's going on screen, basically. Just stop watching my videos today. It's probably for the best for everyone. But yes, I was driving back from Lowne, which is a very small Cornish town. Is it a town? It's not a village, because it's got a hospital and a shop in like a high street and things, so it's a town. I was driving back from Lowne, and it was pouring down with rain in England, as it very often is. and I came out of a village. I can't remember what it was called, and I reached the national speed limit zone again. So I accelerated up to about 50 miles an hour, which is legal on British country roads. And I knew the road. I know the roads very well. I knew it was like a safe speed. I don't know why I'm gonna have to justify me doing less than the speed limit, whatever. And then out of the blue, out of the rain and fog, the biggest pigeon I've ever seen flew out of a bush and just like went in front of my car and just slammed into the windscreen, which, pigeon, it's not a big object, right? But when you're doing 50 miles an hour in the pouring rain with the wipers going full blast, and a pigeon, which is like the size of a football or soccer ball for you Americans out there, it was a massive bang. I scared the hell out of me. I was like, what in the blazes was that? I didn't use that exact terminology, but something logged a similar effect. And luckily, I scanned the windscreen for kind of cracks and everything, and the windscreen seemed fine, but literally just a massive plume of feathers just erupted in front of my screen. I looked up through my sunroof, and my car has a little aerial because it's quite an old car, so it has an aerial still coming out the roof, and I can see bits of feather stuck to the aerial. I was like, this bird has just been pulverized and is now smeared feathers all over the car. And to make things worse, it was chucking it down with rain, and it had hit the left-hand windscreen wiper, as in not the driver's side windscreen wiper, the other side, and it had broken something on it, and so it was just mushed up with feathers and pigeon blood, this wiper, and it was all coming to pieces and things. I've now repaired it, but I didn't repair it till I got home because it was pouring it down with rain, and I'm like, I don't want to pull over and fix it, so I had to tentatively drive home using the wipers as sparingly as I could, going every time it went, because it went and rattled around as it wiped the screen. But yeah, it's been a weird day. What else has happened today? Well, I mean, a lot of stuff's happened, but I don't really know how much of it will be very interesting. Shall I just go through my entire day? So I woke up at 7:15 in the morning, obviously. Had a shower, then brushed my teeth. Listened to the radio for a bit, then I went to work, and I was working in Launceston, so it was a big drive. It was about an hour and 15 minute, hour and a half drive to Launceston, because I live in a different county to where Launceston is, but, they don't have, normal clinics out there, so they need people like me to travel out from Plymouth to come and, save them, cure their blindness. My job isn't that dramatic, but I have to do eye clinics for them. So, yes, I drove across the Tamar Bridge through Saltash and then got to Launceston for about 20:09. Refilled my car with petrol. Then I had a paediatric clinic in the morning, and in the afternoon it was kids all day. Actually, no, I think I saw one adult. But whatever. I can't really talk about the specifics of it because obviously patient confidentiality and all that. And then over lunch, I went to Tesco. And what did I buy from Tesco? I bought some washing up liquid, some brushes. I bought some fresh bread and meats and chicken. And some bananas. Of course, you got to buy some bananas. And I think that was it for things. Oh, I bought some pot noodles as well, because I always like to have a couple of pot noodles, because sometimes when I'm like the sort of person that will just forget to eat. I don't know why. I'm not even that skinny. I do need to lose a bit of weight, but I'm not like that. I'm not like the sort of person that's anorexic or anything. I get so engrossed in doing things. Like if I'm recording a commentary or editing a video or doing a mission, I'll get really engrossed in it, and then I'll look at the clock and be like, oh my god, it's 11:30. And then I really don't have time to make a meal or have anything substantial. So a pot noodle is useful to have in the cupboard for moments like that, because, they don't go off. I don't think they go off. Well, I don't think they go off. They don't go off for a very, very long time either way. They're basically non-perishable. But maybe I could talk about what's going on in the footage here. I'm building a tunnel for this ride. It was kind of inspired by the Hulk coaster. The one at Universal Studios Orlando. No, Islands of Adventure. Well, I mean, it's part of Universal Studios, but the Islands of Adventure Park. The Hulk coaster, they actually retracked it not that long ago, as in they just took it, they essentially demolished it and then rebuilt it, piece for piece, replicated it, which, I'm surprised they didn't make a couple of changes. I don't really know why. I mean, it's generally regarded as a very good roller coaster. I've ridden it, and I think it's very overrated, personally. I found it very uncomfortable to ride. It's not a smooth ride. My head, bear in mind, I think I was 14 at the time when I rode it, so I guess I was a smaller person, although I was quite fat when I was 14, so maybe it's all kind of just balanced out. But either way, what was I about to say? My head just bashed back and forth, left and right, in the headrest, and in the end I just came out with a headache. Dueling Dragons, RIP, that ride is gone now, was a much nicer ride. So and the Mummy was good as well. I don't know. The Mummy's very overrated, I think. I mean, it's a good ride. It's amazing, like scenery and things. But in terms of spectacle, I prefer outdoor coasters. Anyway, what am I doing on screen again? I've kind of rambled. I'm building a sci-fi area. You don't see many sci-fi areas in Planet Coaster. Most of the time, people build pirate areas and Wild West, and I guess just sort of generic colonial American-y sort of themes. I don't see many people using sci-fi scenery that often, though. Was it Ulthris? Is that his channel name? The guy that made an Elite Dangerous Park is a huge exception to this. He made an amazing theme park that I will probably never be able to match his skill caliber with the scenery pieces. So I highly recommend that. I'm sure if you just Google or search on YouTube, Planet Coaster Elite Dangerous Park, it will come up with it, and that was amazing. But either way, outside of the bubble of YouTubers, like when you see subreddit posts and things, very rarely do I see sci-fi things, especially using the sci-fi scenery itself. A lot of people will just use the generic scenery and just give it sci-fi stripy colors and things. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I had to reload the game because something wasn't working. So, the sci-fi area, I'm going to be building it over I think I'm going to do maybe 2 or 3 episodes are going to be spent building the sci-fi area, because it's quite it's the biggest single area in the park outside of, the bits in between. Like, it's bigger than the main street. Obviously, the tower is a far more complex structure that obviously warranted its own episode. But in terms of the actual square, the square footage, the sci-fi area is definitely the biggest area. And here we're building kind of I wanted like a little structure, or like a kind of structural thing that was dotted around, if that makes that a building style. You'll kind of get it as we go along. So I'm building out a little dome shape here. This was made very easy using Silver Rat's tutorial. If you just Google kind of Silver Rat dome tutorial, I'm kind of using the methodology he outlines in that video. So I'm kind of building out, but obviously I'm building a sphere, not a dome. So you can kind of take artistic liberties. So what I'm doing, you just create like a circle like this using the geometric shape pieces, or I think I might have used wooden pieces, and then just kind of double it up, then rotate the entire thing, and then just delete it till you just have like 1/8 of a segment that's 1/8 the size, and then you can just kind of build out a little sphere structure. And I added some flares, and I thought it made like quite a nice little feature building, although I did end up changing. Whilst I ended up changing kind of the base of it and the tower leading up to the sphere itself, the sphere at the top remains unchanged. Like, this is how it looks. That was I didn't really, in case you couldn't tell, I don't script these. I just kind of make it up as I go along. And that sentence, the whole way through me saying it, I was like, I need to be saying something else, but then I didn't. Anyway, don't know why I'm telling you this. As I speak right now, I'm uploading this Saturday's Kerbal Space Program, which I'm very excited about, actually. I don't think it's going to get many views because it's not a mission to LKO or Mun or Juna, and so it won't get many views. But either way, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm very proud of how it turned out. And it's an SSTO mission, and it's the longest video I've ever made in Kerbal Space Program outside of the Expedition Eve and Junior Attacks movies and their respective directors' commentaries, but I feel like those don't really count because I made those episodically. Like, I didn't just make an hour-long video, I made kind of like 10-minute long videos and then just smushed them together at the end to make kind of hour-long videos. So I hope you enjoy Saturday's video. Like I don't want to say too much about it because I think it's going to be a real treat, but I'm very proud of how it turned out. And obviously there'll be a music video if you don't have the patience to watch a 40-minute long Kerbal Space Program video. But either way, that pretty much wraps. I think that's all we need to cover in today's video. I don't want to. We can do the rest of the sci-fi area next week. Hopefully I'll have it done by next week. But yeah, that's pretty much it on screen. If you want to see the previous episodes or the full playlist, you can click the links on screen. And then you can join my Discord, follow me on Twitter, or support me on Patreon. They're all in the description as well. So have a good day.